I want you guys to imagine that you live in Nigeria, yeah? You live a good life in Nigeria. The average salary is around $200 a month. Let's say you're making more than double that. You're making $450 a month. But you know that you've got the ability and you've got the skills to make it in a Western country where there's more opportunities. A country like the UK, it's taken you years and years and years, but you've managed to save up $7,000, alright? And someone comes to you with the opportunity of a lifetime. They say they can guarantee you entry into the UK for a fee. And they can also guarantee you a job when you get there. And that when you get there, you can do what you want. You can go and do here, work here, you can do whatever. We'll get you into the UK. You start jumping for joy. You're so happy, but he tells you it's £10,000. But you only have $7,000 available. So what do? You go and ask your parents if you can borrow some money to come to the UK, because you know once you get to the UK, once you get to a Western country, you're going to make way more than that. You're going to pay them back more than 20 times what they loaned you. So you get all your money together, you pay this man, you book your flight to the UK, and you're expecting a job when you arrive. But 5 months after arriving in the UK, spending your life savings, thinking that you're going to be heading towards your dream life, you're homeless. You're homeless. Now, how did that happen? How is the UK allowing this to go on? Well, keep watching the video to find out, guys. We're going to explain everything.
Again, my people, apologies for the audio. We're working on sorting that out as soon as possible, but we're back to the original microphone here. So the man in question, the man taking part in this blatant immigration fraud, is Dr. Kelvin Uzoma Alanime. I think I said that right. Born in Nigeria, graduated from the University of Nigeria with a Bachelor of Medicine and Surgery degree. He later then went on to obtain a master's degree in public health from Glasgow Caledonian University in 2021. Sounds like somebody who you trust, you know, especially with doctor in his name. However, Dr. Alanime founded this recruiting agency called Career Edu, focused on helping Nigerians relocate abroad. They've had their license revoked in the UK, but they, as you can see, they do it for Portugal, America, Australia, Oman. Let's see, UK admission service, bro. Is it even gonna load up? Because my man, their license has been suspended. Okay, it doesn't look like the UK is gonna load. Is Portugal gonna load? Okay, it was taking a long time to load there. But as you can see here, guys, you can book a 30-minute one-on-one session with Dr. Kelvin Alanime for £26. I really want to do that. I want to do that right now. But the website's just taking so long. Look at this UK job application service, UK master's admission service. I have a lot of friends in the UK whose parents have struggled with, you know, the visa process, telling me how slow it is, how long it is. But these agencies are just middlemen that help streamline the process, make it easier. That's what they should be doing in theory, but a lot of the time they're just taking advantage of people, charging you for things that are free. So it's not going to let us book a one-to-one with Mr. Alanime, Dr. Alanime. But what we can do is take a look at his filing history on Companies House. He has 2 active companies. Alam's Healthcare, this one was... Okay, so the company was dissolved on the 29th of December 2020. This is his first company. Then Career and Educational Services Limited is active, and he is based in Harlow, Essex. That's where he is based. Okay, so an accountant explained to me that numbers all look mad, because here, as you know, brackets mean negative on balance sheets. So it looks like he's in debt, but he's an accountant told me companies will do loans, you know, just do stuff to avoid tax in it, you know, they'll loan money to their own companies, stuff like that. And this is the last one, Pay Hospi Limited. All right, that doesn't tell us much. So we're going to take a look at a short clip that the BBC posted when they went undercover and met with this guy, and then we're going to explain exactly what's going on here, because this is just one of the many immigration loopholes, exploitations, frauds that are going on.
Just to get to me, girls.
Okay.
I can make a millionaire about. All I need is just put out the feelers in my community. These people are not supposed to pay.
They're not what,
They're
sir?
not supposed to pay. They are paying because they know it's most likely the only way. Some of them are in the UK, came without having, but I do them up front. So they knew. The advantage with having a COS without ours is that you can do any city you can go to Glasgow, you can stay in London, you can live anywhere.
The reason why I wanted to see you is I would rather have this discussion in person.
Are you wearing a wire?
She indeed was. She indeed was. Yo, my brothers and sisters, if you guys could give the video a like, it'd be very much appreciated. You know, we're in a new spot right now. I'm not asking you lot for no donations, nothing like that. I just want you to like the video, like every video, so we can do as good as possible. So this doesn't flop and I don't go into debt. So please like the video. Thank you. So you got one of the victims of the scam here. This guy is called Praise. He paid this guy more than £10,000 for a job in the UK. If I had known there was no job, I would not have come here, he said. At least back home in Nigeria, if you go broke, I can find my sister. stay on my parents and go eat free food. It's not the same here. You will go hungry. Praise says he messaged Efficiency for Care and Dr. Alanime for months, asking when he could start working. Despite promises of assistance from Dr. Alanime, the job never materialized. Almost a year later, he found a position with another care provider willing to sponsor him to remain in the UK. Their investigation found that the company employed on average 16 people in 2022 and 152 people in 2023. Yet a letter sent from the Home Office to the company dated May 2023 and seen by the BBC showed it had issued 1,234 certificates of sponsorship to foreign workers between March 2022 and May 2023. Efficiency for Care sponsorship license was revoked in July 2023. The company can no longer recruit from abroad but continues to operate. You can see their website, they're still operating. And the company is standing on business and they're taking the Home Office to court. This woman says she introduced friends and family to Mr. Akwazi, I'm not even going to try to say that, who collectively paid £35,000 for relocation packages. And then this is another one of their agents recruiting people for construction. And it's just a chop here. It's just a problem that goes on here. There are a lot of people who want illegal immigration to stop and things like that. It's never going to stop. Like, it's never going to stop realistically. There's too many loopholes, too many ways in, and the Home Office is too underfunded. I saw an article saying that the Home Office said they were going to spend 130 million in 1 year, and they ended up spending 2.7 billion. Apparently, the Home Office over the last 3 years has overspent by nearly 8 billion pounds. There are years where they even expected to make a profit, which in theory, if they're charging brokers, visas are not expensive. A lot of this money is going to the Home Office. Why aren't they making a profit, bro? But this is just one of the ways that people illegally get into the UK. Like, yeah, you've got the channel, people coming across the channel, but most people are flying in on planes who come here illegally. Because I made a video about these universities. If you guys haven't seen that, go and check that out. The government's clamping down on the student loans being exploited. It's a much bigger problem than they actually think it is. You know, after a lot of people have messaged me, see my video, people have begged me to take it down. Trust me, it's already out there, but there's a lot for them to uncover and they're investigating it right now. But a lot of people will come here on student visas. When they come here on the student visa, they're going to study on a course, university that it's just BS, bro. They're not here to study. The student visa allows you to work for a certain amount of time, and once the student visas are, they're here to work, and apps like Uber, even Uber drivers are able to work illegally. There's ways around things, you know? People buying fake documents, fake driving licenses, bro. You guys that know what I used to be on, bro, I could have got you a driving license for less than £1,000. Now, the less well-off people after that, they'll just disappear, do cash-in-hand jobs, you know, in takeaways, cafe, everywhere, car washes, bro. A lot of people, they're here illegally, bro. They've overstayed their visas and they're just doing cash-in-hand jobs. And you might be thinking, well, there's no way loads of shops are doing it because they'll get arrested. No, they won't. They just fine them, and the fines that they give them are way less than how much they've benefited from it, if you get what I'm saying. Like, they'll have people working for them who they're paying half of minimum wage for years, and then they get caught and they get fined £50,000. That's a win in their book. It's like, okay, we'll pay you 50 grand. We've saved like 150 grand by doing this. So whatever. So there's no deterrence. There's nothing really there as a business owner to put you off from doing this. And even from a moral standpoint, you might be thinking, I'm giving them a better life here than they would have back home. But what more well-off people or better connected people will do, people who want to be here legally, technically legally, but on a fraudulent premise. And this is going to get a separate video, but it's a problem right now. It's people going for these entrepreneur visas. I think the government started to clamp down on them. But essentially, if you have 50 grand, I think it's 50 grand, and you show them that, yeah, I have a business, and you know how easy it is to register a company in this country. You know, you can do it for literally like £30, and they don't even check. You can file that the company's made 10 billion in profit, and it will be filed. It will be on the website. It's illegal to do that, but you can do that. To make fake documents, fake invoices, fake all these things. Because the Home Office is so underfunded, they haven't really got, you know, the time to do their due diligence. So a lot of it majority of it slips through the cracks, goes unchecked. And we've got people who will do fake marriages, but that one's the oldest trick in the book. You've got fake asylum seekers. People will come here on asylum, destroy their passports, and then it takes years for it to get processed. And even when it does get processed, even if they've committed a crime here, they still let people stay. There's even an example here that I'll show you guys. I'm not paying the Times to read this article, but it says Pakistani migrant allowed to stay in the UK despite sex assault conviction. The unnamed man claimed he was gay and would face persecution if he returned to his home country, but pleaded guilty to groping a woman. And he came here initially on a student visa and overstayed here illegally for 11 years. And he was still allowed to stay after all of this because he said that he was allowed to stay. Most fake asylum seekers who come here are allowed to stay. This is just a case that's got public, bro, but this happens all day. All these cases that are happening all the time. Things like this are happening all the time. So what is going to happen for Dr. Alanime? What repercussions is he going to face for this? Oh, well, he could be charged with fraud. He could be charged with slavery. Could be banned from ever running a business in the UK again. He could be deported and banned from the UK for over 10 years. He could be fined, or he could have all of his assets seized. We don't know. If they can prove that the assets that he has are the proceeds of crime, POCA, Proceeds of Crime Act, then under the Proceeds of Crime Act, POCA, they will be allowed to seize his assets. They tried to POCA me, but they failed. But in reality, probably nothing's gonna happen to him, to be honest. I mean, this happened back in 2023. It's now 2025. April 2025. He'll get round to it, but he'll get a slap on the wrist, if anything. He probably isn't going to get any prison time. But his victims, the people who he deceived, the people who he lied to, are likely going to be deported and have to go back home, face shame. But at the end of the day, the victims as well, I'm not victim blaming here, but you kind of knew what you were signing up to. Anything that's too good to be true is usually too good to be true. And if they are able to do something that sounds too good to be true, there's probably going to be consequences. Consequences that you never saw coming. Consequences like being £35,000 in debt, being broken in another country, unable to work, realizing that England is not flowers and rainbows, all right? I mean, I see the crossings are flowers and rainbows, but life here, no, it's tough. Now, there's a lot more things I haven't covered because they have to be separate videos because I want to go into it in detail. But to summarize what this guy was doing is he was partnering up with dodgy care home owners to attain certificate of sponsorship. And you need a qualification to work in a care home, so he was faking qualifications. He was faking a whole bunch of documents, did a whole bunch of things to get people into the country for jobs that didn't exist. And he knew what they were putting on the line. He's a Nigerian. He knows what life's like back there. He knew how much they were sacrificing for this. And yet he laughs about it, jokes about it, doesn't care, like shows no empathy. And I know I can see the comments coming, oh, but look what you used to do. Look, listen, bro. When I say I'm a changed man, I'm really a changed man. This stuff is hearing this stuff is disgusting to me. It's disgusting. It makes me feel disgusting. I can't believe I was ever, you know what I mean? But takes one to know one, all right? Come on. But the truth is, because of how badly the previous governments have messed up the country, without immigration, GDP growth would not be as high as it is now. In 2023, the UK's GDP only grew by 0.4%. In 2024, it grew by 1.1%. Immigration has played a key role in that. But from 2023 to 2024, do you want to know how much GDP per capita increased? It increased by £11. And in the fourth quarter of 2024, GDP per capita actually went down. And the price of things have continued to go up. And GDP per capita, obviously, it's not the only way to measure quality of life, but it's a good average indicator, you know? If GDP per capita is going up, usually, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, I would expect quality of life to be increasing as well. But then you obviously have to look at like other factors like income inequality, inflation, the state of the healthcare system, you know, all these things, transport links, all these things are important to quality of life as well. But GDP capita is just an easy way to just, you know, kind of just guess. But even that's crap. On every other metric, it's going down anyway. So there's clearly a correlation there, you know? But despite what the media might have you thinking, on paper with the numbers, immigration is good for the economy because every immigrant actually contributes more than they take to the economy. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end this video here. If you did enjoy this video, please be sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I see a lot of people commenting on these type of, you know, videos telling me Gary's economics. I check my man still. I've seen his face around a couple of times, innit? But I watched a couple of his videos and he's talking facts. The only thing I'd say is I just don't like the negativity, you know? I just don't like the hopelessness that that you feel after watching his videos, you know? Where it's like, oh, you're never going to be this, you're never, it's like, oh, it's impossible, oh, the rich are just going to take all the money. It's like, well, yeah, the rich are going to keep getting money, but don't mean you should give up. Never give up, bro. If you want something, go and freaking get it, bro. Life's too short. Anyway, that's just me, you know? But I wish the best for everybody watching my videos anyway, you know? I want everyone to win, you know? If you want to do something, just do it, man. Just do it. I ain't talking about Nike. Just do it, man. But today I sent an email to his Gary's media manager. I'm going to try to get him on the podcast when I get this recorded again. I think that'd be a good podcast. I have a lot to ask Gary, you know, a lot of things to kind of push back on, you know, say, wait, what do you mean by this? You know what I mean? So we'll see if that happens. If that happens, that'll be a great episode, you know. I'm going to learn something, you know. I feel like I'll learn a lot, you know, actually having a real life conversation with someone like Gary, you know. So hopefully that happens, guys. Let's hope it happens. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.